probably to start.
Good start now.
Ready?
Yep.
Good to go. Sweet. All right.
How you guys doing?
Good. Good GamerCon so far?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Solid. Well, I guess we should probably introduce ourselves. If you haven't learned from the screen there, we are Cameron, Lachlan, and Chris. I don't know why I read that off the thing. I know all of our names. But I'm still looking and going, who are we?
Because we had a name change.
Yeah.
Or just introduce what your
Yeah,
channel
okay.
does and all that, and we'll get on to everything.
Awesome. So, my name is Cameron, guys. I run the YouTube channel called Kamikaze78. It's a gaming channel, mainly focusing on doing stuff like funny moments, tips, tricks, things like that. Anything that sort of, seems fun content to do. Bet yourself, go down the line.
Again, I'm Lachlan. I run the channel Pathetic Industries, and I kind of do whatever I want all the time. I'm mostly getting a lot of traction on videos right now that have a lot to do with voice impressions and tutorials on how to do certain voices, and I've just made a whole bunch of films. I think I'm up to 110 right now on the channel. Too many is the answer to that question. And I just do other stuff, a couple games, some podcasts, and whatever else I want.
Alright, let me check what my name is. Okay. My name is Chris Dices. And
Under your many channels.
on my channel, yes.
Yeah.
My name's Chris Dices. I run Nintendo Ninja News, which gives you almost daily news on Nintendo, their games, software, hardware, toys, their history, things like that. I've been doing that for over 2 years, and it's kept me very, very busy, and I've met a lot of cool people in that, and that's pretty much the sum of the story.
Yeah, and we're from the Canberra YouTubers community on Facebook. We've got a big group of, how strong are we now? Like 200 and something, or 300 and something?
Give or take, yeah.
Too many.
Too
a
many
lot of people that you should all join. Canberra YouTubers is on Facebook, and we just sort of, the two of us are admins on it, and we have a few more admins that couldn't make it today, but we just set up a bunch of events for people to hang out with and sort of share each other's content, sort of create this community where we can all just meet up and talk to each other and make a bunch of friends that just make a bunch of content together. And yeah, it's just a whole bunch of fun. So
It is.
Yeah.
Cool. So as we get started here, guys, just a quick show of hands. Basically, who here has a YouTube channel? I should have expected that, honestly, from you. Cool. Keep your hands up. Who actively posts? Good stuff. Okay, so just a quick question. For those of you who don't have a channel, or for those of you out there who don't actively post, what's stopping you? Why not? What's going on?
just speak up whenever.
Yeah, feel free to.
Whenever, for people who don't have a YouTube channel, why not? Don't know what to make? That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Yeah?
Yeah.
You do gaming?
Good stuff, mate.
Yeah.
What kind of games do you do?
Minecraft.
Very good. Nice. Nice. Very cool.
Awesome.
Awesome stuff.
I mean, that leads us to the second question. Anyone who does have a YouTube channel in here, like, what do you do on it? Why did you start it? What drives you to keep making content?
I know everything. Gaming, like reacting to like online posts and stuff.
Awesome.
I do like your videos.
Vlogs.
Cool.
My early days I did like challenge videos, but I run out of ideas for challenges to do.
Awesome.
There's always more though. That's what helps doing challenge videos. Is
Yeah.
just, you can just keep going.
What drives you to do that sort of content? Like what says to you?
YouTube's inspired me to do it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
I think like anyone who does do YouTube and knows that the editing process can be
Probably
very.
mainly for inspired me is Filthy Frank.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, because I know that most people who do YouTube, they often say to me that the editing process is what gets them stuck the most. So I often ask them, what drives them, what keeps them going, because there are some times where you get through a big edit and you're like,
Yeah.
God damn, I'm never doing that again. That was too long. I can speak for a video I'm doing right now. That is the exact case.
Yeah, I think one of the hard parts about making any sort of creative content, creative video content, is actually editing it, because a lot of people don't enjoy editing. It's not inherently a fun thing to do. I mean, some people do really love it, and you can find people that are very passionate about just editing, and they're the best.
I try to keep them simple.
Yeah. But finding that inspiration or like drive to just push through and edit so the video can be out is a very hard thing to do sometimes if you're not into editing. But yeah, I want to move on. What do we got next? What's on this big sheet you've got?
So basically, in general, guys, what we're here to do today is, if you guys have got any questions regarding YouTube, we're here to answer them. We're here to help out. We're here to basically offer any insight that you guys need. We may not have the most successful channels in the world, give or take, but we definitely enjoy doing it, and we have certain insights that we're able to definitely help you out with. We're going to be sort of providing insights regarding how to create content and cultivate a community around that content, what the difference is between a video poster and a content creator. There is a very big difference between those two things. And we're also going to be talking about collaborations, how to get involved with the local Canberra community, and we will also have a prize to go along with that. So, yeah, we'll be talking about that a bit later on as the panel goes on.
Yeah.
But sort of to get the ball rolling, is there anybody out here who's got any questions off the bat when it comes to YouTube? Yes. You got it. How do you make an intro?
Ooh, good question.
Okay, so there are a few. I know there's a couple of websites out there that have got like pre-made intros that you can use. Best get parents to help out with that one there to sort of, find out which websites aren't trying to steal your credit card details, because there are a couple out there. But yes, there are. There's.
Well, maybe you can help Mum out.
Yeah. Make it a bit of Make it a team effort. Yes, there are websites you can use out there. There are editing programs out there that if you want to sort of take the time to learn, you can create very interesting stuff through there.
Yeah, I mean, any editing program you have can actually, sometimes it just come with little templates, like little preset things you can just type your own name into instead of having just sample text written there. You can have your channel name or your name or just the game you're playing or something and have voiceover at the same time or music. You can make your own easily.
You got anything, Chris?
Yeah, I think a template would probably be best for you. Something just sort of short, sharp, and simple. Just keeping it simple for you, and sort of put images of maybe yourself and you doing Minecraft and things like that. So just keep it simple and easy because they want to get to the main point of the video.
Yeah.
Always keep it short. Don't make it too long.
The key is to be quick. I mean, you don't even have to put much effort in, really. As you see, mine over there is made in MS Paint about 5 years ago, and I just didn't change it. No one cares. You can just do that. It's fine. It's easy. Just a little image that just flashes up, and then you just go. What do you think's bad about it? Is it just the?
Depends on what kind. It depends on what kind of. I think it really depends on what kind of image you want to portray for the channel. Whether you want to go official, brandable, things like that, or you really just want to have fun with it.
Yeah, I actually kind of like your splodgy version, Ben. I like it. It just adds to it. It's like, who cares? It's just this good, nonchalant sort of attitude to it. I like it. You had a question, sir.
Yeah, so editing.
Yep.
Seems to be the hardest part of it. Takes heaps of time.
Yeah.
2 questions. Mac versus PC, and also program. What would you recommend?
Alright, so question 1, Mac versus PC. Come in, guys, get some favourites at the front.
Beautiful.
Just delicious. And
Reserve the front seat.
We reserve the front row.
Thank you.
Yes, the question, Mac versus PC. I use a PC. I just have since I was a kid. And I can't learn Mac at this point. I'm too far down in the PC, but at the end of the day, I do find Mac PC easier to, more user-friendly, I guess.
But basically, Macs out of the box are built better normally for editing and for the creative processes like the Adobe Suite and things like that. They are more built towards that. If you prefer the Windows system and you've got a custom built Windows PC, that's an absolute beast of a thing. It'll also do editing really, really well. That's the sort of machine I'm running at home. And I also edit on Windows because it's a system that I prefer. I go to uni right now and all of the computers there are Mac and I hate them.
Oh, it's terrible. It's the worst.
Yeah, but it's really it sort of comes down to user preference or what your budget is, depending on how intensive the edits are that you want to do. And you also had a question regarding
So which program, if you go to Windows,
Yep.
Mac seems to have prepackaged programs.
Yeah.
If you go to Windows, Adobe, or
So Adobe works both for PC and for Mac quite well. It is one of the industry standard systems out there. If you want to go for something for free, there's always Windows Movie Maker. Also, if you prefer to go something other than Adobe, there's also Sony Vegas. It's what I use.
Sony Vegas.
Sony Vegas. It's basically an equivalent to Adobe. It isn't free. It is quite a costly sort of package, but it is a really, really intuitive one, and it definitely gets the job done nicely. Lots of tutorials on YouTube to learn how to make videos about it with it too. So a lot of options there. What do you guys use?
The one I use is Pinnacle Studio 2017, I assume. I hope.
That one.
I think it's owned by. I can't remember the people that own it now, but it's very user friendly. It's nice and cheap. I think it's on the cheaper side of editing programs. It's like I think $60 for just the flat version of it. You can get like better versions with more options of text and a bunch of different editing suites with it. But it's a very cheap user friendly option. It was easy to just grab, drag and drop, cut and paste. Everything you can do easily, and then there's other more complicated stuff that it will let you do if you actually take the time to learn it. So it's very diverse.
Yep.
It's a good starting one, I think.
Yeah. What do you use, Tysus? What have you got?
Well, I don't edit too much because I like to keep things.
You do like a lot of live stuff, don't you? You sort of go off the cusp and make it a very natural sort of flow.
So if I do need to do it, I normally just use the Windows Movie Maker.
Okay.
So I just do little edit snippets and things like that because they're sort of like short news bulletins, what I do, but they're sort of like a vlog sort of. So I sort of mix in the news and the personality in a little bit, and I think that sort of works for.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the editing program that you decide to go for is like you've got to pick something that matches what you're trying to accomplish. Like if you're trying to do like something that's like the next level montage for a game that's high octane, lots of effects, you might need a more advanced editing software to accomplish that. But if you're just something for like cuts and simple stuff, then you could easily do that in Windows Movie Maker as well.
Yeah, it's easy to get, like, depending on the type of content you want to make, you can use any of the free options and they can just give you very simple, just cut and paste options, and you can add a layer of music or something that you need, and you don't have to go much further than that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very easy to find something that's free and simple to use, but depending on what kind of content you want to make, depends on the price of the editing program you need to pay for.
Yeah, exactly right. Anyone got any other questions?
Oh yeah, for the newcomers, if you guys have YouTube channels or have any questions about YouTube or need advice on something, just raise a hand, speak up, shout.
Yeah, mate, I have a question.
Are any of you YouTube partners? Do you have any revenue from your videos?
Yes, I do. What sort of questions in regards to that, mate?
Like when you say apply for it or whatever, are you only allowed to earn revenue if your videos are completely copyright free?
Yes, so basically how it works is it's a very grey area, the copyright system on YouTube. Basically, every time you use something that you don't specifically own, you run the risk of running into a copyright strike of some kind, especially if you go for something like copyright music. That's a huge sort of gap you can fall into. What kind of content are you creating, mate?
Well, for example, parodies and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Parodies.
It's a very grey area of parodies.
Unfortunately, a lot of people can argue the fair use side of YouTube and say, oh, this is protected by fair use. But if you get a copyright claim, it's very, very difficult to dispute. There is a dispute sort of avenue you can take, but it takes basically processes. You make a dispute. If it's left unanswered by the company that's left the claim for 30 days, claim is removed. They lose all that revenue within that time. But in that time, the company can also come back and say, no, this is actually our content. And then you get a copyright strike on the video, and that copyright strikes are what hurt a channel most. You lose features, you lose the ability to upload 15-minute long videos or longer. Custom thumbnails become harder to accomplish as well. It gets a little harder if you run into that sort of issue. So it's always, whenever you're going to use something that's not explicitly your content, always, bear on the side of caution. Be careful with it.
Yeah.
And if you do, should you not even bother applying for YouTube partnership?
No, if you get around it. Leo Yankovic makes money from parodies.
You still can apply for it. Definitely give it a go and see what happens. As long as you just, bear on the side of caution again. And if you think you've got a strong case when it comes to fair use, you can more than happily argue it. The best part about being a partner is that if you go with the right company, then they tend to give you a bit of support in some cases as well. Yeah. You got a
So
question?
regarding that, if you have a video which got a copyright strike against it,
Yep.
can you just delete it and then you get all your rights back?
No, so unfortunately not. A copyright strike goes on the channel itself, not on the video. So as soon as you get that copyright strike, it has a permanent effect on your channel for the.
No, they do go away eventually.
They go away eventually. Yeah,
It's not permanent.
No, it's not permanent, but like it's there for a certain period. Isn't it 3 months or something like that?
I think 3 months sounds about right.
Yeah.
It used to be 3 months, or it still is, one of the two.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, say you're doing parody videos, you get a strike or two on it, and you're doing that because it's easier to make videos with other people's content and change it a bit. But then when you're good enough and you want to make your own videos,
Yep.
you might have already got a few strikes against you. So is it better to just start a new channel, or
I don't know. There's a lot to think about there, because like if you start a new channel, you effectively lose the audience you've built already, all the subscribers, everything else, all the views. If you keep going on the channel, you have copyright strikes, yeah, but you will like if you keep making content that just starts to become yours and you ignore, like you move away from all the copywritten content, the strike will go away and you can start making longer videos. The strikes do impede you a little bit, but they don't stop you from making videos entirely. At least not at first. I think you did like 5 in a row or something. But yeah, I think I would always say it's better to keep the audience. That's something I do with a lot of like filmmakers that want to get their films out there. A lot of my channel is just sharing other people's stuff, just other people showing off at this point. I'll just talk to actors, ask them what they want to do, and they'll just tell me what they want to do. We'll make a video. And instead of them just posting it somewhere, that they like starting a whole new thing, I'll just say, just post it on my channel, and you've already got this audience built there that already knows you, and you can have a whole playlist where you can send to employers and stuff like that. And you can have your own reel just in this one spot, where there's already this built-up audience of people that are watching you.
Yep.
So you don't have to do all the effort of rebuilding again and again and again. Yeah.
On that note, Chris, I know you've got like multiple channels. So how do you find the crossover? Like, is it hard to find like a group of people that will cross over between your two channels, or?
Very, very. So it is quite difficult in that, and I've been sort of recently been talking to people in that, and maybe every now and again I might put some sort of non-Nintendo stuff on it.
Yeah.
Because when I talk to people on that, they said one of the appealing things is actually seeing a face on a gaming channel, where sometimes that's rare, because normally you have a lot of footage and background voice and things like that. So that's one of the things, is you see that face, you see that person, you get to know that person over time and that.
Yep.
So I think one of the surprising things about the appeal on that. So I think that's something that maybe I might do in that. But yeah, multiple channels is a difficult thing, is juggling that time and what type of videos to make and that.
Yeah,
So
very
really
cool.
Cool.
Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, anything else, guys?
No?
If not, we have more things to
Yeah,
talk
we
about.
do have
Don't
more
worry.
things to talk about.
Don't
yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
I might actually have a question for the Minecraft YouTuber.
Hey, buddy.
Do you do videos with your brother?
I think I have done one.
Oh, okay. Because I was just thinking that might be a cool thing to do, because you are twins, right?
2.5 years apart.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
His
Okay.
brother's not as keen to be in front of
Oh, is it?
oh,
okay.
attempted to, but he gets a little bit.
Oh, if you're shy. If you're shy. If you're
I
shy.
used to be a YouTuber, but I didn't want to anymore.
Okay, you're a former YouTuber.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, okay.
There's a video
Well,
on Twitch.
If you're always scared of videos and that, you can always just do audio background guy.
Oh, he does plenty of background noises.
Oh, that's good. So you're in there in
Love to
spirit.
sing to the background.
Oh, okay.
If you want to advertise your channel, now's the chance. Just shout about it. Everyone's going to write it down. You're going to have 1 million fans by tomorrow.
He features a lot of my snaps.
That's brilliant.
Well.
Also, I do have one follow-up question.
Michael.
If you do become a YouTube partner, are you then required to continuously generate content, or is it pretty lax?
There's no requirement to do it. Like, at least not that I remember in the contract that I signed. Like, they don't say, hey, you need to do this, you need to meet this quota on a weekly basis. Like, I've definitely taken hiatuses, and I haven't lost my partnership. Yeah, no, I don't think there was any requirement to actually, actively post. People who I definitely partnered have gone on hiatuses before, and they will do it time and time again on YouTube. It's not uncommon. Hey, buddy.
Are there any kind of videos that you know are doing really well?
Like any kind of videos that are trending, if you will. Oh, this is
And our videos or just videos in general?
Videos and
Our videos or
Video
videos in general?
Okay.
um,
Trending videos.
I don't.
It's
I don't
tough,
really
isn't it?
watch YouTube. The weird thing you'll notice about doing YouTube and making content is you spend more time making your own content and looking at everyone else's.
That is true.
So we've got a lot of like Cameron. I'm sure Cameron's seen like 2 of my videos, but we talk about YouTube content all the time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I know more about his content through discussions we've had than actually
Yeah.
watching your videos.
I learned his name through like 5 minutes ago, but we've been friends for years.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
tough one. It really is.
How many YouTube videos would be and like my son tends to want to put one up every day, and I told him no.
Okay.
But I would like for some YouTubers to tell him that that's not appropriate.
So basically, you're asking what the recommended amount is. Like
The quota.
it really depends. Like I try to do 2 a week if I can. Like always, real life comes first before you actually go into doing this on a full-time basis. Like,
Mom's going to see.
like if you ever get to the point where you're doing this for a living, then sure, 1 a day, 2 a day, whatever the case may be, that becomes a bit more.
Yeah, if you make money on every video you make, the more videos you put out, the more money you stand to make, essentially.
Yeah, exactly right.
But as a workload thing.
Yeah, you should ever only do it as much as you enjoy it, and try not to burn yourself out in the process. Because would it be fair to say that we've all been there, where we've gotten to a point where we've burnt ourselves out from creating content?
yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the content still needs to be interesting.
It needs
Yeah.
quality over quantity is
And
definitely
people
something to push.
wanna watch if it's interesting. So trying to explain that it needs to look interesting and be appealing to the audience is important.
Something I always say is never ever upload something and start the video off by saying I'm sorry the audio quality is bad or I'm sorry the visual quality is bad, because you can fix that in post before you upload it. Always always upload a video and go into the mindset of saying yes, that is the best I could have done on that video. Don't try and meet a time constraint to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like Cameron now. I used to do 3 to 4 videos a week, and it just got taxing. It's very difficult to maintain that amount of energy just to edit, even. Not even to, like, I can pre-make all the content 2 months in advance, but when I get to editing, you still have to sit there and do everything. You're going to be every step of it.
Yeah.
So I'm down to 2 videos a week now, and it's so much easier. But I think the important thing, rather than putting a video out every day, is putting videos out regularly. So my days at the moment are Tuesday and Thursday, typically. I try, at least, to do that. If I don't make it, whatever. I'll just put it out the next day. But I think having an actual day of the week, like a TV show on TV where you can go and watch, like you know when it's going to happen, when the video's coming out. I think that's a smart thing to do. Scheduling your videos to be the same time each week.
Can you upload a stack of videos and have YouTube release them on a
Yeah, absolutely. You can upload. You can choose scheduled uploads. It's actually an option now at the upload screen. You used to do it ages ago, when you have to upload it unlisted or privately, and then you have to wait until the private moment and hit publish publicly. Now you can just hit schedule, and it just does it automatically. It's out of your hair. You can do it when you're at work or in Thailand or whatever. You don't need to be anywhere. Yeah, it'll still upload. It's amazing.
So I'm the different one, probably the one that the mum doesn't really want to hear. But I almost do daily videos. I almost do daily videos. But I think the difference for me, because you can take that, I'll just take another one. And so my videos are sort of around a couple minutes, couple minutes long. So if I do 2 or 3 videos in a day, because sometimes when news breaks about Nintendo, I'm sort of onto it quite quickly. Sometimes it happens at midnight. Sometimes it happens at E3. I was there at 3 o'clock in the morning going.
You and me both.
Which is lots of fun.
I went to sleep. It was lovely.
So if I do 3 or 4 videos, the amount of time it watches those videos is only something about under 10 minutes. So because we live in a social media world where attention spans are getting low. 1 or 2 minutes is not too bad for people to watch. And also too, you're at the bus stop or something like that, you look at a 10, 20, 30 minute video, you're like, oh, it's a bit too long. But you see a couple of minutes, you go, oh, that's not too bad.
That's true, because you're doing news tidbits that the short, sweet, to the point, daily things. It works really well for you, doesn't it?
So I looked at other sort of gaming channels, and especially Nintendo ones, where they'll kind of waffle on for 15 minutes that could be explained just a little tighter. So I sort of looked at that and looked at what isn't quite on the YouTube scene as much. So that's how I do it. But, you know, do as much as you enjoy. Because I took a little holiday.
As much as you being banned from it because you haven't done your chores or things.
I have the same problem.
I do my chores too.
Don't we all?
Just wait for the video. Mum's banned me from the YouTube video.
That would make for an excellent story time video. That's all I'll say.
Is your hand for a question, or are you also saying that you're banning kids from YouTube?
Okay, shit. What do we got?
No, I wouldn't dare. I'll get in trouble.
Go ahead.
We can clearly tell who's the boss of the household there.
Definitely.
Anyway, yep.
So, this is my son Sebastian.
Okay.
He's considering starting up his own YouTube channel.
Okay.
Nice.
He's quite a talented individual. Something in particular he's very talented with is Snapchat filters, doing videos of Snapchat filters. And
awesome.
I suggested to him that maybe, given that they are nice and short and that they're releasing new ones all the time, that he just manages to do great things with, that perhaps that would be a good way to start, because then he could sort of just upload short videos. It'd just be a matter of editing them together.
What you've got yourself there is a niche, which is extremely important in this world of YouTube. Right now there are 1 billion people on the site, and that grows every day, and with that growing every day, so does the number of channels doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So having a niche like that is certainly a good way to start. You've also got yourself in a market there that sort of went downhill when Vine shut down. These short, silly videos that, you know, relate very much to the mobile side of things.
That was fun.
And that's exactly the approach you take with it, isn't it?
It's certainly, exactly. Well,
That's-
with Vine shutting down, that's a market you could definitely approach.
Yeah, that's an incredible idea.
And considering that, you know, as Chris said earlier, the attention span of social media these days is very short, it's quite easy to, you know, maybe not even start on YouTube per se, but also advertise through Twitter, do short videos on Twitter. That'd be definitely a way to grow as well.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like an appealing niche, because me as an older guy, I don't know how to do filters or anything. So I might down your future channel. Because, I mean, you've got to do the things that you enjoy, and it doesn't matter how long your videos are or how short. Just sort of make the content.
I would love for a how to Snapchat filter explained entirely through Snapchat filters.
Yes,
that would be
please.
fantastic.
Can I be your first video?
There you go, man. Right there, your first one sorted.
But yeah,
I'll watch it.
I think it's a really good idea for a video, and it's a very helpful idea because Snapchat is bringing out new filters all the time. I think Instagram does as well.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to just continue making content. You have something that lets you just keep going. You don't need to stop. Whereas, like, I make content where I do a lot of voice impression tutorials, or like how to do certain characters from things. And the problem with that is that I can only do so many until I have to start repeating voices again. So I've got a very short window that I have to try and make longer every single time. But that video, that can go on forever, really, until Snapchat or filters just die, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. So you're more than fine. Just keep going.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I like that. I'm excited.
Awesome. Any other questions, guys? Anything else?
Yeah, let's get going. This is much easier than...
mate.
In terms of YouTube communities, these days, do you feel that it's less so that there's a YouTube community, or more so that communities use YouTube?
Definitely communities using YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely the second one.
Because YouTube is so big now to the point where having the entirety of YouTube in a community is borderline impossible. But, you know, when it comes to, like, creating content and basically the one thing that I find absolutely critical these days is to create videos and have a community to share those videos with. But it's not a matter of just sharing the videos, it's actually a matter of actually embedding yourself in that community. I'm moving on to topics now that I'm going to be discussing at tomorrow's panel anyway, but anyway, yes.
That's a good tease.
It is a good tease, yes. Essentially it's a matter of embedding yourself in a community to the point where you become relevant in that community, and then they will actually, you know, accept your content, because jumping into a subreddit and simply self-promoting a channel is one way to get banned. So having a community to sort of relate to is a great way to spread your content, and a great way to communicate with the relevant community.
But also, having a community that uses YouTube people in that community are happy to help you on videos and stuff. Like, since joining the Canberra YouTubers community years ago, like I've just started using it for collaborations and working with a bunch of other people. So I just know a bunch of people that are just ready to be creative at the drop of a hat now. So that's a very helpful way to, you know, YouTube sort of brought the Canberra community together, but realistically it's Canberrans using YouTube rather than the other way around.
Exactly right.
That's very true.
And, yeah.
Got anything, Chris?
Hello, fellow stranger. We know it. So yeah, I mean, you know, just use all the different community groups and things like that,
chocolate.
like Facebook, Twitter, things like that. That's what I use. I use sort of big Nintendo Facebook groups, things like that. I think even one of the local Canberra buy and sell video games is, you know, wanted me to put up content in that and sort of somehow show off things to sell and things to buy, which is something I'm trying to figure out. But it's good to see there's different communities and sometimes different opportunities come up by applying yourself and joining the different groups around Canberra. Yeah. It's a small place, and that's an advantage you can take care of. It's like Springfield.
Hey.
No.
Awesome. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah.
Saw it.
Keep going. This is
How important are annotations at the end of videos for you guys?
well, annotations don't exist anymore. You can't use them anymore.
I mean, links to other
So end screens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys use end screens at all?
I haven't learned how to use the new one, so not yet.
I like it, but not really, no. It just hasn't really...
Okay.
The way I used to use annotations is probably the way I'm going to use end cards nowadays. I've just changed it recently and just got rid of an old thing, put in a new thing. But the way I use it is essentially, because my channel is all about just promoting other people at this point. I'm just like a sad pimp at this point. It's all I am. I just find actors and filmmakers and go, hey, look at these guys, and then I'll just sit back and take all the credit. But something that we've done on the channel is make separate playlists for every single person that does any work. So all their videos go in the same spot. So if you see one of their videos or a video that they're in, their playlist is at the end of the video, so you can watch more stuff from them. And it really helps them show off, like people just find more of the one thing that they like. If that's their niche, if that one actor is the thing that they're looking for, they have a whole list of them. Or if that one type of video, like voice impressions, is what they're looking for, they have a whole list at the end of every single video. If you want to watch more, they're right there. That's what I use end cards for and annotations.
You guys like it? I use it very differently. I essentially, so when they announced this new end card system, I basically came to the conclusion, decided that it was time to update the end of the channel. So basically went to Photoshop, created a new end screen, and then started using the end screen titles. Basically, I have a subscribe call out. I've got a previous video call out, and then there's also a function with this end screen that basically says YouTube picks out the best video for the viewer from the channel. And that's something I find really, really powerful. Actually, it directs people to content that they, based on the algorithm, would enjoy. And it sort of gives people an opportunity to stick around a bit more and find content on your channel that they may not know about until that point.
Yeah.
Assuming they make it to the end of the video, but yes.
I thought we completely forgot that we have an entire slideshow.
Yeah.
Stupid pictures that we haven't used yet.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you guys got any more questions at all? Anything else?
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask regarding sort of branding. So you know, how did you guys approach that? Do you use that? Do you find it powerful?
Yes.
And how did you approach that? How did you come up with your
I'm trying to think of what mine is right now, because mine changes a lot. It used to be very much about like, you know, stupid things I'm doing or whatever, and then it was very much about everyone else. And recently, I don't know why, but it's just turned around to be kind of just trolly. Like I just pay out YouTube as a platform at this point. Making this whole series coming out very soon. It's titled like Advertiser Friendly, and it takes place, like the main character is like a vlogger that's way too into himself, and he's just working with like, you know, normal people and just interacting with them. It's just paying out the entire platform and all those big famous people that just don't have like anyone's telling them no anymore. So I have no idea how to approach branding really, other than just stick to one thing, because I have a growing audience of people that are expecting one thing, and then I move to something else and do whatever else I want, and they kind of go, I don't want to watch that, I want to watch your old thing again.
Yeah.
So it's easier with branding to stay on brand, essentially.
Yeah. Branding is something that I sort of have very strict guideline to, if you will. Basically, I'm friends with a mate who also creates content over in America, and we did a few collaborations together. We've had a few chats, and he told me something that I found that was the best piece of advice I've ever heard. When you're making a thumbnail for a video, someone should be able to tell who the video is from and what it's about before they even look at the title or the author. It's a piece of, basically a thumbnail is someone's introduction to you. It's
a movie poster.
It's a movie poster, exactly right. It's you saying, hey, this is me, this is my content, this is, what it's about. Like your thumbnails, channel logo, channel, I forget the channel banner, there we go.
There you go.
Any graphics used in your videos, all of that should follow a similar style so that your entire brand it can be carried through all of your social media, it can be carried through your content, and people have a way to relate to you. Especially when it comes to things like font choices, color choices, simple stuff like that can be really powerful, and consistency helps people relate to your content on a more regular basis.
Yeah. I will say the one constant I have as my brand is the logo. It's at the end of every single video, the exact same spot. You know where it's coming from. It's always the same. Like, it hasn't changed ever.
Yeah.
And I think that is one thing that I have that it helps.
Yeah. We'll get to your question very soon. How Nintendo Ninja News, sort of the branding and the name came together? Because number one, I guess I like ninjas in general. But number two, the term Nintendo Ninjas is a bit of a kind of a joke about the Nintendo and piracy and the YouTube policies and things like that. Nintendo has a very strong piracy sort of issues, people trying to copy their games and things like that. The lawyers are basically, from the land of Game of Thrones. You do not want to mess with them. And so basically, the joke is, don't try to copy their games or do footage of their games on YouTube, or the Nintendo Ninjas will come after you, which is code for the lawyers. So we just thought, we'll just do it like that, and just call it Nintendo Ninja News. People like ninjas, sort of a little bit of a code, sort of funny thing. But there you go.
We've got some background photos from some of the collaborations we've done in the past.
Yeah, some of the photos you're seeing are from our meetups that we just sort of have every month or so, where we just sort of show up and just talk and chat about everything and plan to collaborate and then never do.
Where do you advertise about?
That would be the Canberra YouTubers Facebook page.
Canberra YouTubers Facebook page, yes.
You'll see at the start and the end of this. It'll actually be 2 slides together now because it's looped. But the other photos you're seeing are from an event we did last year that I really want to do again, called the Day of Production, where we just found a location, and in this case it was the offices of another YouTube channel, Awesome Productions, and we all just showed up and we just started making stuff all together. We just made as much as we possibly could every single, for the whole day. I think it was 23 hours long or something. It was ridiculous, and that was a great way to just get the community together, just making everything. So that's what you're seeing on the screen. Anyway, you had a question, Zach.
Is there a screen recorder app you recommend?
Screen
recorder.
I have no idea.
Hello.
Go.
If you've got an NVIDIA card in your computer, that's of a later model. NVIDIA Shadowplay is a really, really good choice. Comes built on the card, so it's not going to use up too much power. It's going to be quite friendly on your frame rates. Other options include things like Fraps, DxTory. I'm trying to think of any others. Do you have any others, Chris, that you know of?
Not really. I'm just going to copy and paste your ideas into mine.
Yeah. Trying to think of any else.
But there should be stuff. Just
the current one that is really the most popular choice right now is OBS. I can see people nodding in the back. OBS. It's a fantastic streaming and recording software. You can do a lot of audio mixing with it in the program as well. Lots of options to sort of play around with the quality to make sure that you're not, blowing up your computer too much and sending it into
Just to clarify, for phones, what would you use?
Oh dear,
I don't.
That is something
I've never recorded a phone before, so I don't know.
Neither have I. I'm sorry to say. Have you ever recorded a phone, Chris?
like an actual,
like a
screen recorder for the phone. I'm sure there's apps. There has to be. There's always an app for something.
Unfortunately, that is the one thing I think we did not come prepared for.
Well, let's find it.
Oh, you're going to go looking.
I'm going to go looking for it, and you guys answer the next question.
So I know there's there's
Where's my app
one
store?
famous dude who is on the team Mystic team, the blue. Because I'm part of the yellow team. Because I bought Pokemon Yellow when I was very good choice. Because I bought Pokemon Yellow when I was young, so that's the reason why, you know. And Zapdos is my favourite legendary. So I'm sure that there are options out there to do phone stuff and things like that. And you can also do, you know, the handy cam stuff when you're out and about, and if you've got a few friends and mates and that, you can, you know, have little funny adventures and things like that. So it's because I think one of the main successes of Pokemon Go, and it's still selling really well and making lots of money, is the social aspect of it. Was meeting lots of people. And when it first came out, it was just lots of people. It was just the 90s again when Pokemon first appeared. So yes, so I think that there's some good opportunities there to do that as well.
Screen recorder. I'm finding something. All right. There is something called web recorder, video record for game screen. So you can just type screen recorder in your app store and you'll find something.
I think
there's a few to choose from in here. There's actually quite a lot.
I think one that I noticed is, well, did Apple have some sort of policy being not able to record your screen? In apps, yeah.
Sort of went looking and found a lot that you could, you know, screen record the web.
Yeah.
But it was the in-app stuff that we were finding difficulties with trying to find.
I might have found an article somewhere Apple was a bit funny about that, like, oh, you don't want to record credit card details and.
Okay, yeah,
that could be the
security issue of some kind. That
security
makes sense.
issue.
It might be something you can change in your own settings, though. Maybe.
Yeah, but
like,
I'm sure
I know
there's
it's
something
possible because people have done it.
Yeah.
I have seen it done, so it's definitely doable.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, we're just trying to find out
Yeah.
the secret.
Understandable. Very good.
Yeah.
Any more questions, guys? Anything else?
This is much easier than what we had written down. I like this. This is great.
You got nothing else?
I have a question. Can I get a photo of you guys? Just say something funny.
Oh yeah.
Go, say something funny.
Share, like, and subscribe.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
That was perfect. Turn on notifications, yes, of course. Awesome. I guess we should move on to some of the other stuff.
Yeah, we actually have things written down in the event that we ran out of questions or we answered things too quickly.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, what haven't we talked about?
That's sort of the hardest part of figuring this out, isn't it? We did have some.
We haven't really talked about the Facebook page very much, considering where the Canberra YouTubers from the Canberra YouTuber Facebook group.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have a chat about that then. Yeah. So essentially, we. Well, I actually got to the whole page a little bit later than you guys, but from my understanding, it was created sort of with the intention of it being a place for Canberra YouTubers to come together in the local community and create content together.
Absolutely.
An avenue to sort of,
meet people in your area. Local
Network,
cinemas.
share content, things like that.
So people had one laugh. I mean, who it was. I'm proud of myself.
Are you happy about that?
I'm very happy.
Yeah, it's sort of served as an avenue for people to sort of share content and things like that. And one of the main questions I think that people always struggle to answer the most when they're on the page is looking for people to collaborate with and what they should be looking for.
Yes.
Because a lot of people when someone says, hey, who wants to collab, people can get a bit skittish. They're like, oh, will our content mesh, will our audiences mesh, things like that.
I think that's something we can talk about is the pros and cons of collaborating, because that's the entire channel is made to work together.
Exactly.
Everyone should be buddies with each other and we should all work together on something. Yeah. So, the pros and cons of collaborating is something that I have had a lot of experience with on either side. Like pros, you get to work with, you get to make new friends, and you get to expand your audience and your reach to a new channel, and sort of get some cross audience in there because people will potentially, hopefully go between your channels.
Yeah.
The cons though are there's not many of them, but the ones that there are I guess big in terms of YouTube, but realistically, in terms of everything else, who cares?
Like something that comes to mind is we all hate group assignments at school. If someone
If
someone doesn't pull their weight, then it significantly hampers the project overall.
Yeah,
the same logic definitely applies to YouTube collaboration. If someone that you've been working on a project with the entire time says, nah, I'm not keen anymore, and then they walk out or they stop doing their part, it really does hurt the whole idea of the collaboration. And it also cases of people not pulling their weight in the sharing side of things. Like if someone decides they're not going to share your side of the collaboration, or they're not going to link your channel, or they're not going to credit you accordingly, again, sort of kills the purpose of the
Yeah.
channel because of the collaboration. Sorry, because the whole idea really of a collaboration is to cross mix communities.
Yes, to work together to build each other.
Exactly.
So, and even then, like, you can have it happen by accident. Some people, even though they didn't, like, to you it seems like they didn't pull their weight, their definition of sharing your content is different to yours.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, in a lot of videos, you'll see people, like, you know, give them an actual, like, shout out in the video, tell them where to go, post it on the video, post it in the description, post their channel, like, when they're posting the videos, like, everywhere else. And then the other person will just be like, yeah, their channel's in the description, and that's where you can find them. And that's what they consider, like, doing the work. There's nothing wrong with that. But it looks very bad when one person does this and one person does this.
Yeah, exactly right.
And that's the issue.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other cons associated to collab would be that you guys just don't mesh well together. I've had a few early on collaborations. I'm glad I didn't stop doing collaborations. I had a few early on where I'd meet up with a filmmaker, we'd have a great time just like talking like over Facebook or something. Like, okay, we're going to meet up, we're going to make this film, we're going to make these two films for each other, we're going to post them on each other's channels, everything. And then we'd get there, and then I wouldn't have any work to do or something. Like they just assume like, yeah, I'm directing everything, I'm definitely in charge of the whole day. It's like, that's not how making two different films works. And it's a very confusing thing. Or like, I had one, which is the standout in my mind, where I had this, we wrote two separate films, like little 3-minute things. One of mine was going on my channel, and it was me and another YouTuber, who I don't think is not on the page anymore, actually. I think he's just gone.
Oh, okay.
So we can just talk about it. Me and him just like, him and I just together in a video, just doing back and forth, like scripted content, some stupid thing about how I was trying to go outside pretending I wasn't famous or something. Stupid. Funny, but stupid. And then we went to make his video in the afternoon, and unbeknownst to me, he invited 2 other people of his actors over to my place where we were filming, and then sort of went, yeah, you're going to be the extra in the background over there. I was like, oh, thanks. How lovely of you. What a lovely time this is for both of us.
Oh, wow.
So that's fun, but that's a very rare occurrence with collaborating. It's not you this time, Phil. I know last year you seemed offended when we talked about this topic. It wasn't you last year. It's not you this time.
I was there on one of those days.
On an unrelated topic, please leave. Just, ugh. Phil Meadows, by the way, another Canberra YouTuber.
Oh, yes.
But the pros of collaborating are immense. They're amazing. But the best part about making the channel in the first place, in my opinion, is working with a bunch of other creative people that are just super passionate into it.
Exactly.
I think my favorite thing about collaborating is just finding someone who has an equal amount of passion. Just 2 people that want to just work. And that's really a lot of fun. The hard part is finding time to work with. Like Cam and I have been trying to do collaborations for like a year now.
Yeah, and we just haven't got
And we
around
go,
to it.
oh, cool, we're going to do this. And like text each other, like, oh yeah, I'm not free until now. And then we'll forget about it.
Is the hardest part of collaborating.
Yeah, other pros of collaborating or cons? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it depends. You've got to find the person you've got to mesh with and work with well. I think the difficulty for me is that I know people a lot from overseas, so the time zones gets a little
a
little rough, especially when you're doing the Skype sort of stuff. Because a lot of that gaming sort of stuff is kind of podcasty type.
Yeah, I've done a collaboration before with a bunch, like it was a game, it was just a squad up essentially. Me and a bunch of YouTubers, we all squatted up in the game that we played on our channels and had a blast doing it, except everyone in that community was on the Northern Hemisphere. So basically it was a case of me staying up till 3 a.m.
And where are you, Phil? Hey, buddy.
They were staying, I was up till 3 a.m. The collaboration started at 3 a.m. They were, all in their midday time zones, and I fell asleep at 5 a.m. on the keyboard. So, that is definitely a con when you're dealing mainly with people who are overseas to a great extent. I think that's one of the hardest part about actually being a YouTuber here in Australia is that everything big.
Everyone else is somewhere else in a different time.
Yeah, exactly. By at least 12 hours.
Yeah. I think, collaboration is a risk. Like, you're always taking a risk. Like, maybe the people on the channel just won't like you, and you'll just invite a bunch of people that don't like you onto your channel just to come there and pay you out. But at the end of the day, I think collaborating is a very, very helpful thing for YouTubers, or just people in general. Like, working with other creative people just builds your own skill set anyway.
Exactly right.
It's very helpful. Like I worked with a new editor recently, and she knew how to do special effects animations. I don't know how to do that, but after seeing her do it, I really want to learn because it was really cool. It's a very interesting way to work.
I think like a few of the guidelines you need to sort of take into consideration when you're looking for someone to collaborate is, firstly, you need someone of a similar channel size. At the end of the day, you know, as great as you may be feeling when you hit 10,000 subscribers, someone who's on 1 million subscribers is not going to want to collaborate with you at the end of the day. Like, they're not going to get the same amount of reward out of a collaboration. Like, they may like you, but they're not going to get, like, at the end of the day, a collaboration is a networking of communities. They're not going to get the same pat as you might when you do a cross collaboration like that.
There is the rare chance where you're just
unless they really like you. Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly right. Unless you're really good friends. Like one of my collaborations that I did, I had 10,000 subscribers at the time, and this guy had about 35. But he was still more than happy to sort of work together and, you know, create something of some kind because we were in the same community anyway. So there's that. Someone of a similar interest is also going to be key. Someone of similar interest, content or chemistry. At the end of the day, a gaming community is not going to mesh well with a beauty makeup community.
Unless they're really open-minded.
Someone has tried it before. It did not work.
What sort of doing makeup while playing video games?
No, there's a video. Write that one down. No.
Yeah, but like there are the off chances where something completely, like two different communities can work well together. I know the idea that we've got, where basically I play CSGO, but he's got the headphones on doing stupid voices through the microphone trying to communicate with my teammates. Yeah.
I don't know anything about CSGO. What's going to happen?
Yeah,
tune into Cameron's channel to find out.
But yeah, like that has a potential to cross over because you got, you know, a guy doing stupid voices to the microphone while I play games all on the same computer.
Surf maps?
Sorry?
Go on the surf maps.
Oh God.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Am I going to die?
Yes, you are.
Cool.
But yeah, no, like there are those weird combinations that can possibly work, but then again, it's like having two separate communities trying to mesh together forcibly most of the times won't work.
Yeah.
Like it's a matter of finding someone who fits the bill to what you want to accomplish, and always go into a collaboration with an idea of something you want to accomplish. That's something that you definitely can't. This guy. That's something you definitely should always go into a collaboration with.
It is lucky that my channel, for the sake of this specific collaboration, my channel is like I play games occasionally on my channel and people enjoy it. So there is that already crossover of there's some game stuff there, so they know what to expect.
And I do stupid voices. Mind you, not as good as this guy, but I do stupid voices sometimes. So.
I think another helpful thing for collaborating is cross-content marketing, like actually figuring out like creative ways to push audiences to the other channels. Yeah. So something I hadn't thought of like earlier with collaboration, but something my friend Curtis thought of because he does a lot of music covers, and he really wanted to do music covers while I sang the song that he's playing in impressions, which should be a lot of fun if I ever learn songs. But the way he wants to combine it, because I can't really put music, like impression songs on my channel because it doesn't really make sense. I think there's one song on my channel. It's funny, but it doesn't make any sense to just have a bunch of song covers all of a sudden show up. So the idea he had was essentially just to put like a best of sort of teaser trailer on my channel. Be like, hey, here's the voice stuff that you guys want because that's what the audience is there for. But the full song and like the best parts are still on the other channel. And you should go there. And it's a very creative way to drive things to other channels. Because people on Curtis' channel see my voices and go, that's cool, I'll check that out. People on my channel see the voices and go, that's a good song, I want to see the whole thing. It's a very creative, interesting way to send people places.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my favorite thing about the last 2 weeks.
Collaboration's like the best way to, like in today's, I don't know, in the YouTube space at the moment, do you think collaboration is still the strongest way to build your audience?
I think trolling at the moment is pretty big.
Pranks and all that silly stuff.
It's certainly it's certainly a strong way to build your audience.
Yeah, it's one of the stronger ones, absolutely.
Yeah, because like the idea of advertising your content is getting harder and harder these days. I think with the way that
it's also expensive.
It is very expensive.
Yeah.
Well, like just within communities and things like that, it's very difficult to sort of build yourself.
Well, there is something about like building a community. Like you can expand your channel by expanding your reach to different websites and stuff, but eventually you run out of websites. there's enough YouTube content or collaborations. You won't really run out if you both keep building audiences. You can keep collaborating with the same person, and you'll keep sending people to each other.
Yeah.
It's a very long-term way, I think, to keep gaining subscribers. You won't get huge bumps potentially. You might, but it's a good way to get small amounts each time, I think. Yes.
If you were trying to convince your friends to become YouTubers, what would be a good point?
I would have them sit in on a video. Just invite them over to play a game if you're doing game content. Oh, you're doing Snapchat stuff. But either way, invite them over just to have fun, right? If you're doing Snapchat stuff, just do it with them. And if they enjoy it, ask them if they're okay with you putting it out. And they might get a little addicted to it. It might just happen. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes people just don't want to do YouTube. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it is more fun.
It is. Yes. Just make sure it is make it fun and
don't force them.
Don't force them. The last thing you want to do when it comes to YouTube is force content, like force create content.
Or pay them.
Or pay them. That works too.
But I think showing them that it is fun.
Yeah. Anything to add, Chris?
Not that I can think of, but just do what you enjoy and what you want to do with that, and things like that with collaborations and things like that. It is hard to find the right type of people. I also do kind of like a bit of a character background. I research the person a bit because there is not too many great. There's some YouTubers that might have different morals and ethics that's different to you, and I've seen some collaborations and. One's a Christian sort of nice guy, and the other one's doesn't like anything that's not white. So
that wouldn't match. You are right.
So it's there's a few little issues here and there, but oddly enough, with the collaborating part, as you know, the Jake Paul and all that sort of stuff.
My favourite person in the world.
They're not great, but it is kind of effective how the brothers kind of, diss each other out and that sort of thing. And the channels have been building.
Yeah.
So there's one method of doing it, but there are many others. So
yeah. You had a question?
As a YouTuber, how important is using Facebook?
I don't know. It depends on where your audience started. Facebook is, I think, it's pretty dead at the moment. It's not growing at all. People that use it don't really like it. I use Messenger more than I use Facebook, and it's just to talk to everyone that still has Facebook.
Yeah. Personally, I've got my Facebook link there, but that thing has got cobwebs on it. It does. Personally, I find. Sites like Twitter.
Everything else to be better.
Twitter is a very, very effective.
Vimeo.
Oh Jesus. Twitter is a very, very effective platform to use, I find, because with Facebook, it's a matter of people having to act like they have to actually search you to find you. They have to say, I want to find this channel, and then they get you in the search results. With Twitter and things like that, you've got things like hashtags and other ways to sort of, say, like, broadcast yourself to a wider audience other than people having to specifically search you. I know Facebook these days do have hashtags, but I don't remember the last time I typed a hashtag into a search on Twitter. On Facebook.
If you were to re-upload your whole video on Facebook, would it not reach people that would not be subscribers, and hence my friend liked this, and so I'm seeing the video? See, with Facebook, it's a
there is that.
Facebook to me though, isn't it? Facebook is a very personalised search. It's a very personalised newsfeed. It's very much, because with the Facebook algorithm, the more things you like, the higher it's going to appear on your timeline. So if it's very hard for you to broadcast yourself out there to people who have never been liking your stuff before. Yeah. Whereas on YouTube, you've got things like the related videos tab, you've got the homepage, you've got the suggested content. There's a lot of different ways to broadcast your videos, or there's a lot of ways that YouTube does that broadcasting for you. And on Twitter, you can use hashtags that people might be searching for, or keywords that people might be searching for, to broadcast yourself that way as well. I find it to be a more effective broadcasting. Like, Facebook is great if you want to have a intimate page, or intimate, like a close,
more personal,
like a tight-knit community. Like, you want to have a dedicated fans sort of place. That's a great way to do it there. But as a broadcast engine, Twitter would be better, I think. Also because people are, and fair enough, people tend to get a bit tinfoily when their, when their profile picture is their actual face. Like they don't want that. They don't want that broadcasted as much in a public sphere. Whereas on Twitter you can have an alias, so it's a bit more effective as a broadcast medium, I find. But
you are actually right though that like if a friend of yours on Facebook likes a video that's there, you will see it and you will like it. But I think like the majority of Facebook video content, there's a lower expectation of like quality. I guess there's a lot of Facebook content that's just very bad. There are people that are just trying to make it as much money as possible with as little effort, and it just feels cheap.
Hey. Yeah. We say that though, but then again, Chris, you do a lot of Facebook stuff, don't you?
I do a fair bit of Facebook stuff.
So a fresh perspective on this would be really good.
I probably have made more good fans and followers from Facebook than maybe YouTube, oddly enough. Well, I've done Facebook Live videos and things like that. So, through the page or even on my own profile, if I'm at an event somewhere where the Midnight Lunch for Pokemon or something like that, doing a little quick live video is nice because it builds that sort of interactiveness. You can chat to them and go, oh, yes, and that. And someone might ask, oh, what's that in the background? Oh, that's a Charizard, something like that. So, it's just using different platforms and mediums and that. You can do Snapchat, you can do Twitter. What are the other platforms? I've completely forgotten.
Instagram helps me a lot.
Instagram?
Because I use it essentially the same way I use Facebook, just shorter. Just a bunch of dumb videos of me doing voices or something stupid. It works very well.
Yeah. So yeah.
So platforms you guys are using at the moment that aren't like the top, like that aren't Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit? The usual ones?
Ask Jeeves.
What the hell? Sorry, what?
No.
Is there anything you're looking at, like, some new platforms coming?
Yeah, I get the question.
Individual forums I find very effective. Like if you can find a forum that relates very much to your like community, what you're trying to create, that's a very, very effective way to sort of, again, like you mentioned, community, because you've got to sort of embed yourself in the community before you can start promoting your content and having some sort of effect before they say, oh, you're sort of self-promoting, then kick you off the site.
It's like being accepted by a tribe in the Amazon. You can't just show up and be like, I'm just going to steal everything and leave.
This is it's a really
you've got to show up and you have to make friends first. And then you can start peddling your shiny gold.
Yeah, exactly right. It's a matter of like, instead of just, kicking the door down and saying, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's a matter of...
Knock first.
Yeah, knock first and be friendly. I find forums to be extremely effective.
Yes, that's true. I used to run a couple old forum boards back in the day.
Yeah.
When Yahoo groups, no one knows what Yahoo groups are. You weren't even feeling old now. So I used to use them. I use sort of a live broadcasting thing called YouNow. It's very youth orientated.
Oh yeah,
YouNow,
yes. YouNow. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So I use that and do like Q&As about Nintendo and that, and that's when they really see a lot more the host's personality behind it. I talk about what's going on and things like that. I've hosted live broadcasts with a cold or things like that, and not well and things like that. So they get to see all different sides of me.
I think adopting a new platform early is very helpful. I was actually pretty early to Vine, and I was proud of myself for getting a bunch of followers real quick, and then it died. So they're gone. Either way, it's like again, it's one of those things. You can adopt it very early. You can get kind of big on it, and if it does start to die, there's always another one. Like you just try and just take a gamble. See if something gets massive.
That's the social media world, isn't it?
Exactly.
Like just new stuff come up every day, and then we find out what is actually going to stick around and what's not. Something that I find like something that's really grown over the past couple of years. Oh, actually, no, the last year. Sorry. That isn't really. It's not great for building a community, but it's great for solidifying one. Like your current community, but in general, is Discord. It's a free. It's a free.
It's like Skype, but for
not even that. No, it's a free chat room service essentially that you can have on your computer. You can set up permissions for certain individuals. So, say you've got people that have been subscribed for you for like a year, you can give them special permissions and things like that in special rooms. You can set up different chat rooms. You can set up different voice rooms and things like that. You can set up announcement rooms where you can page the entire server to sort of say, hey, new video out, things like that. You can set up chat rooms with your subscribers. It's a very, very nice platform to sort of say, hey, you want to chat with me outside of the channel or outside the comment section? Come here. We'll see what we can do. Just hang out.
It's almost like a modern day form board, but with voice chat.
It is. It is. It
throw
really
it
is.
into it.
Yeah, it's a way. It's
It's not that
basically
mixed.
it's an easier way to. It's like it's the way to set up a website that doesn't require you to learn how to use code.
Yes.
That's how I'd put it.
Yeah. It's a good way to put it. Yeah, we've got about 5 minutes left, so.
YouTube where it was being recommended to start doing live streaming.
So like the. It's like a
Do you
way.
mean just the YouTube live stream or like Twitch and
YouTube or
everything?
Twitch.
Okay.
So like which live stream? Like are you asking which live stream service would be better or?
I'm asking like what point, like how like you could say popular would you have to be?
Okay.
I'm not sure it's a matter of popularity. I think it's a matter of like returning subscribers, like a grown audience. You don't need to have heaps of subscribers, but you need to have people that want to come back to watch your channel. If all of your subscribers watch every video, that's a good time to start live streaming when people will actually tune in and watch everything. If you have like 1,000 subscribers or so and you get like 30 views a video, I don't know. It's hard to tell if it's worth it.
By that token, though, there are people out there who have just started by streaming and are now, superbly, successful. Like, I kind of wish Nisk was here right now because he's one of our panelists for tomorrow's panel. He's a Twitch streamer.
Which you should come to. It's in the room over there. Just wait there until tomorrow and see him.
But essentially, like, he's a Twitch streamer. He started out just by streaming, and he's got himself quite a lot of following now. So, it's I don't think it's a case of like deciding when you should start streaming. Just do it.
If you should, yeah.
Yeah, if you should. If you think you can hold an audience live for a certain period of time, then go for it. Because creating a video and doing streaming are two very, very different challenges.
Yeah, I'm much funnier edited. Right?
Yeah,
But it's one of those things.
When you do it live, you've got to take a lot of different things into consideration, as opposed to having the opportunity to edit it in post. That's something that you don't have the luxury of.
It's something you really need to consider, especially in Canberra, is your internet quality as well, like your connection. If you can't live stream very well, it's going to be very hard to be like entertaining at all because no one can understand you.
Thanks,
you
Malcolm.
keep like jumping and cutting. So I think we've got time for like one last thing. You said there was going to be a prize at the end, but I have no idea how to determine who's winning it. It just says prize.
Yeah,
I don't know why we wrote that down.
I don't know either
So,
anymore.
is there any more questions? Otherwise, I'll just pick a winner.
One more question. Just as the mum of a child who wants to get into YouTube,
We're well versed in this.
I don't want to stop him, but do you have any suggestions of safeguards that I should be putting in place?
Safeguards? I think there is a way to turn off commenting in videos. There is a way to, it does shut down a growing community. They can't comment and tell you they like it, but on the other end, other people that just find it can't come in and go, this is terrible.
I believe if you also sign up to YouTube with the correct age in there, it will restrict mature content. Like, I don't believe you can actually watch certain mature videos on there.
You need to be a certain age to watch
Is
certain
there
videos.
an age, because I was going to have the channel and him use it sort of thing. I'm not quite sure how to go about that. Is there somewhere I could go to find out more information?
I know
I
there's
think YouTube has forums.
there's a YouTube support section. I think if you type in YouTube FAQ or YouTube support, there'll definitely be a lot of resources there. I know that if you actually when you're signing up to YouTube and you're signing up for a Gmail account, which is what you need for YouTube essentially, if you put in the age or his age.
I think you need to be 13.
Actually, I think you do need to be 13. Actually, okay.
How old are you?
11 or
Okay.
Almost.
Okay.
Me too.
So when you get to my age, you say, I'm
Thankfully,
still
at least, yes.
31. Don't put your age.
Yeah, comments are the hardest part about safeguarding a YouTube is the fact that it is an open forum and anyone can say anything. So
that's okay.
Yeah.
I believe actually there is a way in the channel settings to blacklist words. So you can actually
you can do that too.
You can blacklist swear words, and you can blacklist terms and things like that you don't want appearing on the channel's comment section. Basically, what happens there is if someone makes a comment with those words in it, I'm not sure if
it just doesn't let you post it.
It doesn't let you post.
You can't hit it.
Okay, I thought it went to awaiting approved.
Maybe. Either way, you can't people can't just post it directly.
There is some sort
There's
of
a wall between it.
For some reason, it happens to my channel. whenever I get a comment, it needs to be approved by.
A lot of bots, just spam.
Bots, yeah.
I just respond to spam now like they're real people. It's my favorite thing to do. You'll find it posted all over my Facebook page. It's so
Get a
much
conversation
fun.
started up, yeah. You had a question as well, mate, real quickly?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, do you guys ever have difficulty with feeling like when you're promoting yourself, you're coming across as being like attention seeking? And if so, how do you move beyond that? Because I struggle with that.
Yeah, make it very, very casual. Like, basically, whenever you're asking people to subscribe, just say, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. And if you find yourself enjoying the content and you want to stick around and see more, backhand and subscribe on more show. That's what I say. Oh, God damn it. We're playing candy dodgeball now.
Well, everybody wins.
Essentially, never, ever say like and subscribe within the first 20 seconds of a video.
Yes.
That is one way to sort of become a very pretentious individual.
Oh yeah, don't ever do a call to action at the start.
Yeah, always make
you
sure
need to prove that they deserve that you deserve their subscribership before you even ask for it.
Make your calls to action at the end of the video, because people who often stick to the end of the video are going to be more willing to make those calls to action. If you decide to make that call to action at the start, it's just to turn off the people. They're like, no, this guy's an ass, so we're not going to do that. So just keep it casual, be friendly, be inviting, but don't be too forward about it.
Yeah. I think that's all the time we have, actually. So, if you guys want to learn anything more, our Facebook page is, well, we have actually our own Facebook pages up there, but I don't know why. We put, our Facebook page is Canberra YouTubers. You can find it just by typing it in. It's probably hopefully the first thing that comes up.
There is a like, we just need to improve the invites, but that'll be happening.
Feel free to take a photo of this so you can find all of us instead of having to remember, because I always find that I try to remember it and I always forget. Even my own channel.
Yeah, I'll be hanging around for the next few minutes.
We'll be hanging around outside if you guys have any more questions or anything.
More than happy to have a chat with you guys.
Take some photos with some YouTubers.
Sorry, he was doing research from all the logos out and things.
Oh, there you go. We'll sign something else and you can have that. I'll sign this. Or this. Or this. I just want to sign something. It feels famous. Thank you. Take some chocolate.
Take chocolate.
Sorry, that was a terrible throw. I have another one.
That was contaminated. Now.
I'll have another chair, right?
Thanks for coming, guys.
Someone take the picnics because I can't eat them. I live a depraved life. Mine. I haven't had a chance to see your game yet. I was going to get tomorrow.
It's all good, busy. Waiting for the whole weekend.
I was going to get a photo. I can get a photo of you now.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Wasn't actually at 4 o'clock. The panel?
This one's 4:30. Oh, 3:30, sorry.
They said it wrong on the thing.
Really?
Yeah, it said 1600.
No, the laser panel schedule. Apparently it says 4 o'clock.
Also it says
I'll talk to you.
Also it says marathon route instead of laser route. So it's like 2 things.
Go play Dismantle. I was actually going to talk to you actually about playing it for YouTube. Are you guys cool with it? Is that a thing you're allowed to do? Since you're at AIA?
Probably have to ask them if like, do you mean because we're not trying to promote it yet. It's annoying. It's like I want to do this.
Not technically like ready.
Yeah, it's the whole thing, you're going to release once.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta turn this off. Well, that's the end of that podcast. You talk too much.